The Martin PBM Mariner was a famous flying boat used by the U.S. Navy during World War II. Designed for long-range maritime patrol, it played a significant role in reconnaissance, anti-submarine warfare, and search and rescue missions. With its distinctive twin-engine design and impressive range, the PBM Mariner became a vital asset for the U.S. Navy. It not only helped secure the seas, but also contributed to the Allies' victory by providing intelligence and protection against enemy submarines. This versatility gave the Mariner a major advantage during the war, especially in the vast and remote areas of the Pacific. In this video, we'll explore the design of the PBM Mariner, its role in the war, and the impact it had on naval aviation. We'll also look at how the Mariner's legacy continues to influence modern flying boats and military aircraft today. Design. The Martin PBM Mariner was designed to meet the needs of the U.S. Navy in the mid-1930s. The Navy was looking for a long-range patrol bomber that could operate over the vast expanse of the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. Unlike traditional bombers that needed airfields, the PBM Mariner could take off and land on water, making it especially useful for maritime operations. The Mariner was a large, twin-engine, amphibious flying boat. Its design was based on the need for durability, speed, and the ability to operate from the sea. The aircraft's most striking feature was its distinctive flying boat hull. The hull allowed the Mariner to take off and land on water, making it ideal for missions over water, far from land-based airstrips. The plane had a long, streamlined fuselage with a wing configuration that allowed for high lift and stability. The wings of the PBM Mariner were mounted high on the fuselage to reduce the chances of water interference during takeoff and landing. The engines were mounted in the mid-wing position, which helped balance the aircraft's weight distribution. The PBM Mariner also had a large tailplane design that provided excellent control during flight. The tail had a central vertical stabilizer and two smaller horizontal stabilizers on either side, giving it better stability in the air. It was designed to withstand the rough conditions of maritime operations, such as high winds and choppy seas. The aircraft's large wingspan was 103 feet, which helped it stay aloft for extended periods of time. The wings were also equipped with flaps to assist in slower, controlled takeoffs and landings. The wings were large enough to provide the necessary lift for its heavy weight while still being compact enough to allow for effective maneuvering. The specifications of the Martin PBM Mariner were designed to meet the needs of long-range combat and reconnaissance missions. The aircraft had a length of 67 feet, 4 inches, and a wingspan of 103 feet. The wingspan was crucial because it allowed the Mariner to stay in the air for extended periods, which was essential for patrols over the vast oceans. The aircraft's height was 21 feet, 4 inches, which gave it a commanding view of the surroundings during missions. The PBM Mariner was powered by two Wright R2608 radial engines, each capable of producing 1,600 horsepower. This provided the Mariner with a top speed of around 230 miles per hour, which was decent for a flying boat of its size. It had a maximum cruising speed of about 180 miles per hour. While not the fastest aircraft, the Mariner's speed was more than sufficient for its primary tasks, which included reconnaissance and bombing runs. In terms of range, the Mariner was able to cover long distances, with a maximum range of about 1,500 miles. This was one of the key features of the aircraft, allowing it to patrol vast areas of ocean without needing to land frequently for fuel. Its range made it especially useful in the Pacific theater, where battles often took place far from land. The Mariner could carry a maximum payload of around 4,000 pounds, which allowed it to carry torpedoes, bombs, or depth charges. This payload capacity gave the Mariner the ability to perform a wide range of missions, from attacking enemy ships to providing reconnaissance for naval fleets. The aircraft's crew consisted of between 8 and 10 men, including a pilot, co-pilot, flight engineer, navigator, radio man, and gunners. Each crew member played a crucial role in the operation of the Mariner, especially during long-range missions over the ocean. Before we go on to talk about the other features of this flying boat, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to learn more about fighter jets like this. Weapon systems. One of the key reasons the Martin PBM Mariner was so effective during World War II was its powerful weapon systems. The Mariner was designed to be an anti-submarine patrol bomber, meaning its weapons were focused on neutralizing threats from enemy submarines and ships. The Mariner's weapon systems included bombs, torpedoes, machine guns, and depth charges. The PBM Mariner was equipped with bomb bays capable of carrying up to 2,000 pounds of bombs, making it a powerful asset in bombing runs. It could carry conventional bombs, which were used to target enemy ships and infrastructure. The Mariner also carried torpedoes, which were essential for targeting enemy warships. These torpedoes were launched from special racks on the aircraft's underside. The Mariner's torpedo-carrying capability was especially important in the Pacific, where many naval battles involved large fleets and enemy warships. The Mariner's ability to drop torpedoes accurately and effectively made it a significant threat to Japanese vessels. Another essential weapon system on the PBM Mariner was its depth charges. Depth charges were used to target enemy submarines, which were a constant threat during World War II. The Mariner role as an anti-submarine aircraft was vital in keeping seas clear of enemy submarines, which could easily sink or damage U.S. Navy ships. The Mariner's depth charges were dropped into the water and detonated at a preset depth to damage or destroy submarines lurking beneath the surface. These depth charges were a critical tool in the Navy's efforts to protect convoys and naval fleets from enemy submarine attacks. To protect itself during long reconnaissance and bombing missions, the PBM Mariner was armed with several 50-caliber Browning machine guns. These machine guns were mounted in various positions around the aircraft, including in the nose, tail, and waist sections. The machine guns allowed the crew to defend against enemy aircraft or surface vessels that could pose a threat. The Mariner's gunners were responsible for keeping watch on the skies and the sea below, ensuring the aircraft could defend itself if it came under attack. These machine guns provided a crucial defense mechanism in the event that the Mariner was engaged by enemy forces. In addition to machine guns, the PBM Mariner was equipped with defensive radar systems. These radar systems allowed the crew to spot enemy aircraft or ships from a distance, giving the Mariner a chance to avoid or engage threats before they could get too close. The Mariner's radar systems were particularly useful for long-range missions, where visibility could be limited due to weather or time of day. Operational history. One of the PBM's most notable contributions was in the Battle of the Atlantic. German submarines, also known as U-boats, were sinking Allied ships at an alarming rate, threatening supply lines. The PBM Mariner was one of the key weapons used to hunt down these U-boats. The aircraft could fly long distances over the ocean, searching for submarines. It carried bombs and torpedoes to destroy enemy subs when they were found. The PBM's ability to operate from water made it especially useful, as it didn't need airstrips and could land to refuel or repair if needed. In the Pacific, the PBM Mariner was just as important. It participated in various island-hopping campaigns, where Allied forces moved from one island to the next, capturing strategic points. The PBM flew long missions, providing reconnaissance, attacking enemy ships, and supporting ground troops. Its ability to cover vast ocean areas was a major advantage in the Pacific, where many battles took place across scattered islands and in open water. Now, one of the most famous missions of the PBM Mariner occurred in 1943, when a crew from the aircraft helped rescue 12 survivors from a downed aircraft. This rescue showed the versatility of the Mariner, as it was not only an attack plane, but also a valuable search and rescue tool. Its large wings and flotation capabilities made it ideal for water rescues, and it was often called upon to perform these tasks in addition to its combat missions. The PBM Mariner service continued to be important throughout the war, and it was instrumental in protecting naval convoys and conducting long-range patrols. The aircraft's ability to patrol for hours and its ability to operate from water made it a reliable tool in the fight against enemy submarines and other threats. After World War II, the Martin PBM Mariner was no longer needed for combat, but it still had a role in peacetime operations. The U.S. Navy used it for search and rescue missions, especially in remote areas where land-based planes couldn't reach. It was also used for reconnaissance, patrolling large areas of the ocean to detect possible threats. Although the PBM was retired from active service in the 1950s, it left a lasting legacy in the world of aviation. Its flying boat design, which allowed it to land on and take off from water, influenced future aircraft. While most flying boats were replaced by faster and more advanced planes, the Mariner showed the value of having aircraft that could operate in places where traditional runways weren't available. Today, the Martin PBM Mariner is remembered in museums and by aviation enthusiasts. Its role in World War II, especially in anti-submarine warfare and reconnaissance, is still celebrated. The PBM helped shape naval aviation and demonstrated the importance of versatile, multi-purpose aircraft. Though retired, its legacy continues to be appreciated by those who study and admire the history of aviation during and after the war. And with that, we've come to the end of our video. We hope you've learned something new. To learn more about recent developments in the world of fighter jets, do subscribe to this channel. And with that, we'll see you in our next video.